Recording. Alright.
Am I in the right place? I can't tell.
Yeah, you're good.
Alright.
Yeah, you're good. Alright, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Higher Frequencies, episode number 14, The Crystal Skulls, Part 2. We have a special guest with us today, Pam Yount, who she has her own unique experience of coming in contact with the skulls, and she's done a little research to bring in some different insight that you can't get anywhere else. So we've been bringing you some one-of-a-kind information about the skulls, and we're going to continue on with part 2 today with Pam. Would you like to say hi to everyone, Pam?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
It's definitely a pleasure.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, I guess let's get started off, Pam, with your very first interaction with the crystal skulls. Maybe the first time you met. Maybe we can go from there.
In the late 90s, I met Christopher Timms. He came to our area, a very unique person, and had a lot of experiences in many different areas. And he brought a video of us for us to watch, where he had videoed and did a ceremony with the Mitchell Hedges skull, the Anna Mitchell Hedges skull, and it was very unique, and it really impressed me. That was the first time I'd ever been exposed to anything like that, and I had seen some documentaries on the crystal skulls, but never met anyone that had ever been exposed to it, and after watching his video, I took one of his classes, the Introduction to the Ancient Gates, and he brought a lot of people into a different place, an awakening state. But I'd had my own awakening a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
After I'd been hypnotized, and so I was very aware of what was going on with the skull, and but Christopher, he was in the house that we're in today, doing the mystery school gateway opening for people, and he laid his third eye on everybody's third eye and helped open up their third eye.
Christopher?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It was really powerful, and so it changed me.
Yeah.
It changed me, and that was 20 some years ago, and I don't know exactly how many years, but it was probably in 97 or 98. I don't remember exactly when he came through, but it wasn't long after he had done this ceremony, and I think he did it maybe in New York. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but after that I did a little research on it, and the research that was on the in WikiLeaks or the
Wiki.
Wikipedia,
Yeah.
was that it was discovered in 1924, and I heard last night on his that it was 1933.
That's correct.
Yeah, and so that information is probably not as correct as Christopher's is, because I'm sure that Anna knows when she found it.
I'm sure the skulls has enlightened him on dates also.
Yeah. But after I had his mystery school's gate opening, Christopher really shifted a lot of energy for me. He shifted a lot of energy for a lot of other people too. And he's still shifting a lot of energy in people. He was a forerunner of this, and he did a lot to enhance their ability to be able to take in more light. And after that, I started moving in many different directions, and I had put that VCR tape up probably 20 years ago, and I had not taken it out until I met you guys about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, and I'd forgotten that I really had it. You know, and so I really had to go search and see where I had stored it, because I've got unbelievable library of books, stuff that I've collected over the years. I've read thousands and thousands and thousands of books, and experienced a lot of different people's knowledge on this. And I'm going to tell you, I really feel like Christopher is probably a master. He really is. He has such depth that, and I think the tuning forks has a lot to do with opening up that frequency that goes with you get within.
That's right.
And he has done a lot of that and exposed a lot of people. I've got his tuning forks.
That's awesome.
I don't have all of them, but I have the first ones he came out with, and I took his class in tuning forks and really thoroughly enjoyed, and I still use them. I still use them to assist people in moving energy around in the chakra system.
That's also an ancient Egyptian technique, is it not?
Well, I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure Christopher can tell you.
Yeah, I bet you he could. I bet you he could.
I bet you he could tell you. I'm real careful not to say something that I'm not real sure about.
Yeah. That's always a good thing, though.
I mean, people call you on everything now, so you have to be real clear on what you're what information you're giving them, what truth you're giving them, you know. But after that, I didn't have anything to do with crystal skulls for years. After I finished my book with Attic, I went to the Egyptian conference, and John Davis, who is head of the Coptic organization in the United States, I called him and asked him if I could bring my book to their conference and have it in the bookstore. And he said, well, it took years to get in there because people, they were full. And so I told him, that I'd really like to, I'd been coming to the Coptics for years, and I really wanted to have my book in their bookstore. So he had a table in the bookstore where all his books was, and he shared his table with me. So I really felt honored that he allowed me to be in the bookstore. And after I was in the bookstore a couple years, I was meeting a lot of different people. that had books or had different tools that they use for healing and that sort of thing. So I met these two ladies, Ann Whitson and Paula. I can't remember. I think her name is Kadash, but they both had Max come. And they asked me, I had been doing auras for a while, and I'd taken some pictures of before and after of people's healing work, and it shifted their energy. I bought this aura photography equipment so that I could show people how their energy shifted after I did hypnosis on them. I do a before hypnosis, and I do hypnosis, and I would do a after to show them how their energy had shifted, and they'd go into a higher frequency. Their color frequency would be higher. So they asked me if I would do some take some pictures before and after their work, and I said, oh yeah, I'd be glad to. So I did that, and I started learning it didn't really matter what healing people did, that the intention was what really created the healing process, and people are the shifting of the energy.
That's right.
And they asked me if I'd come and do Max the Crystal Skull, and I said, if I'm free, I'd be glad to come and do that for you. And so the first time we did it at Ellen Pitts's place. And she had a drumming circle, and she also had a labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
And so a lot of people, she invited me to stay at her house, and she put me in the room that Max was in after they took Max out of there. And I was a little bit, I wasn't real sure I wanted to stay in there. I'm not quite sure that I really would like to stay in that room, but I agreed to, so I was a little bit nervous about it, of the energy, because I know these crystal skulls are something else, And I'd had an awakening, and I knew exactly how
things work.
how you can go into a high frequency and be out of this world before you realize
Or it seems like you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you lose your mind. That's what you do.
The death of the ego.
So if you are not afraid to lose your mind, you might not mind sleeping in the same room with Max. They held his head, and they put their energy with Max's energy. They set it up in a room downstairs in Ellen's house. Well, I decided when I got there, they were already people walking the labyrinth, and as they'd get to the center, Max's head was in the center of the labyrinth, and as they'd get to the center of the labyrinth, they'd kneel down and put their hands on Max's head and sit there and be with Max for a little bit, and it looked interesting to me. I'd already experienced a little bit of the crystal skull with Christopher. And so after a while, everybody had just about gone, and so I was down the drumming circle and just drumming away, having a good old time, thinking, I'm here just to help raise the energy. And I mean, the energy was really powerful, because everybody would take turns in the drum circle, and it was a big circle, and they had a fire pit right in the front, in the center of it. And I mean,
It's a nice ceremony.
It was a ceremony. People were bringing energy, what they wanted blessed in that circle.
That's right.
But got to be my time. They said, Pam, it's your time. You can go and walk the labyrinth. And I didn't know I was going to get to walk the labyrinth. I was just went there to do pictures, you know. And so I did. I got in the labyrinth and I started walking. And at the time that I got to the very center of that, the drums started going, you know, just powerful, and the energy was just absolutely unreal. So I got to the center and I put my hands, I knelt down and put my hands were, they were shaking like this. His head was pulsating. I could hold his head. And so I just sat there. And I was shaking all over from the vibration, you know, and from his energy. And I mean, it was weakening. I'm gonna tell you, it was like it was just zapped. Well, after I finished, I walked back out of the gate. I said thanks to Max for letting me have that experience, even though it was draining. I said, Max, I don't know if I can handle a whole lot of your energy. And I was thinking about that, sleeping in the room again. If that energy was that powerful, would it be really would I be able to contain my and to stay grounded, you know, in all of that? So I decided after I got finished that I'd go and take my picture, my aura. So I took my picture and I started looking in the picture. And I seen something, and I thought, oh my God, what is that? And I looked closer, I looked all around to see if I was seeing something that was in the background that was coming in my picture. And there was nothing there, and I said, oh my God, there's a bear in my picture. A bear in my picture. And so I ran outside and I said, I found somebody out there, and I said, come in here, I want you to look at this and see what you see. And so I found this lady, and she came in and she said, there's the bear in your picture. I said, I'm not one in this And so I was out a little bit, you know. And I only had one aura where there was something in the picture that was defined so much that you could really see that there was something in the picture, you know. And it was a picture of a girl that I'd taken after it was the first year that I did auras in the bookstore at the Coptics conference. And there was a lady, and she looked almost Spanish looking out, and she had this headdress in the picture. And I asked the girl, I said, do you have Spanish background? She said, I don't think so. And I said, well, I'm seeing a woman in this picture, so she must be a guide that's helping you. But I had never seen it since then until I took that me, and I had that bear in there. And I've only had a couple where things have shown up which you can definitely define. And on a big screen TV, you can really see that bear. I mean, it's really defined, and it's usually if I'm showing it, I show it on a bigger screen TV or a bigger monitor so that people can at least see if there's anything in it with them. Well, I asked this girl, and she came in, and she said, I think that's interesting. And I said, really? And she said, yeah. She said, the name of Ellen's center is Bear Spirit. Healing Lodge. And I said, well, the bear's here.
Yeah.
So it's here today. So, yeah. So after that, I would do their auras for Max every time they come to town. And we go from Johnson City to Batesville, North Carolina, to the Quiet Place. And after we do Max Friday night, we do it at someone's center, and then they have it in the town of Johnson City in somebody's office. And then we go on Sunday to Bakersfield. And sometimes I get to sit with Max, and sometimes I don't. And in Johnson City, usually if I haven't sitting with Max in Johnson City and had my turn, they'll let me do it at the Quiet Place in Bakersfield. So then in about 3 years ago, I had not been able to take a turn in Johnson City, so I took my turn to sit with Max at the Quiet Place. And so I and I don't think I remembered Christopher laying his third eye on that crystal on the Mitchell Hedges skull. I don't think I remember that. And so this time I thought, well, I'm just going to lay my third eye on Max's third eye and just see what happens, So I was sitting there, and I was all by myself, and so they give you about 30 minutes, and I just my third eye down on that third eye, and Max, and I'm telling you, I started experiencing stuff, and then all at once, right before I got up, Max, I heard in my spirit, I'm downloading the mother load. And I jumped back. I said, I'm not sure. Do you think you might be able to just give me a little, small dose of that load? I'm not sure I'm ready for that, because I had remembered my experience with my awakening, and I knew how
overwhelming.
That was.
Yeah.
The mother was anything near that bad, I was not ready for this.
No thanks. No thanks.
I said, well, I'll just take a little bit of that. I'll be able to handle it. Or maybe we just might do something. Can't you give me another thing to do? Why do I have to do the mother load? But anyhow, after that, and I told people there, and I told them, what I had experienced, and so it was. The next year, I wasn't able to go. And I did nothing with that mother load, because I was not ready to do any mother load. And so the next year, I wasn't able to go to Canada to a wedding. And I missed it. And then the next year, I got the flu and wasn't able to go. And that was in 2016.
So it's more very recent.
Yeah.
Is this all after 2012?
Yeah, 2016. Yeah. And so I would keep hearing in my spirit, you are capable of doing this mother load thing. And I say, well, I'm not ready for that. I said, I'm going to put this off as long as I can. So I was in my meditation room. I have a meditation room in my house. And I was up in the meditation room, and I heard, you will do an upgrade in people's operating system so they can operate in a master super conscious mind, so they can master it. And I said, is that right? I don't know if I can do that. I kept saying, I'm not ready for that. And so in 2000, about, I guess, November, October, September, October, November, somewhere around there, I started getting the download, to download the mother. I was capable of handling it at that point. So I did the download, and I was told to use that as a hypnosis tool to help people upgrade into a super conscious mind. And so I did a script. And I have a friend that lives in Knoxville that has a recording studio. And I asked him if he would do the recording for, would help me with the recording. And he said he would. And so we did the recording, and I decided that I would produce it. Matt said to produce it. And you can just record. You can touch enough people. You are not capable of reaching that enough people that will be able. This will be good for them to upgrade with. And so I did we produced a CD, and so that we could send it out.
We're about to get a couple copies today.
Well, I tell you, those that have used it, when I was recording it, I let my friends, I did hypnosis on them. They started snoring, and you could hear it in the tape. And so about halfway through, they couldn't stay awake. It was like they left their bodies, And so I finally, I was there about 3 days in Knoxville, 3 or 4 days, trying to get this recording done. Every time we recorded it, something would happen.
Somebody fell asleep, technical error.
It was really interesting. And so I finally had to record it without them, And it was the last day. And I don't like to drive in Knoxville. It's so congested there. So I was trying to get out of Knoxville in the slow period of time, But every time I tried to record that thing, it would create something in it that we'd have to redo it again. And I thought, man, this is just absolutely, we're not going to get, I kept thinking to myself, Max, we're not going to get this done. This is not going to be happening. And the last morning, it was the new moon, and it was that big super moon that happened in 2016.
Like a super blood moon, I think.
It might have been in 17 because it was after I did the script. It took me a little while to get everything going, but I think it might have been in 2017.
Yeah.
And so I had to wait until that moon because there was an opening in that moon for new beginnings and new information and awakening. It was expanding the light.
Yeah.
And so I had that. And it had, the energy around it had to be right too. The girl that had introduced me to these two people, her name is Sandy Kaufman. And she had to be there. So she came that morning that we did that moon ceremony. It was like, I think it might have been like at 7-ish or 8-ish, somewhere real early in the morning. She came, Deborah, Kelly, and Louie, her husband. We were all, we sat, one sat at northeast, and we were all covering the coordinates, I guess, of everything, you know. And after we did that ceremony, I was able to go up and record. It was perfect. Perfect. But timing is everything.
That's right.
It has to do with timing. The timing that y'all came together for me to meet you so you could meet Christopher for this crystal skull. And I do think there is something happening, that the crystal skulls, the information for awakening is coming in right now.
Yeah, that's what my spirit told me on the way here. It was time for the remembrance. And it was quite overwhelming, to say the least.
Well, to remember who you are, it's an inside job.
Yeah, definitely inside
job. It don't mean the same thing.
Consciousness is an inside job, period. Yeah. Or the path to enlightenment, or whatever you want to call it. It's all inside, for sure.
I say we have been on an evolutionary journey where everything was created outside of us, and that lasted for thousands of years. And I was told that now we are moving into an involutionary driver of consciousness, which is created inside of us, and it is an active driver of consciousness, and it is guided by the very source of your being, and it has always been that what has happened, we have covered up everything and hibernated it, stuffed it down, so that we can be so much ado about nothing. We've been surfacing everything, just creating on the surface, and now there is depth to who we are.
Lots.
Yeah. And every time I go into a deeper awareness of who I am, it brings out extraordinary truths about me and the world. And that's what Christopher has done. He has opened up a doorway. And just this morning I got a message from Max that he took me through a wormhole the last time I was with him last year. And it was unbelievable how that vortex was. I mean, it was just like, I was there, you know. And it was nothing but light. And I thought, man, this light, something else. And he showed me what light really meant. To express what light is, there's no expression for it on this planet. You know, there's no language that comes up with a symbol for what it is. But what I was shown today is that this light energy, it's like we're live streaming today. It's live streaming from there to here. And you have to have someone that has expanded their awareness to be able to move into the light, to bring you back down to earth, to matter where it matters. You know, you have to have that connection. So I had that connection with that skull to be able to bring me down into this light matter, where it matters, where I could help with opening and expanding that light field. And that's what this CD does. It takes you into the light, the divine, pure light.
Yeah.
And it allows you to release your bloodline and your karmic debt, so that you, when you move in, you burn up all that and move into
Purging.
Moving future self. You come into your future self. You emerge with your future self.
That's why they call it the rebirth. That's what the rebirth is. It's like that death. It's like the death of the ego, and your ego is what you think is a separation between you and that light, because we're just a duplication of the what I like to call love light. You know, creation is just love, a light of love, and we're all a duplication of it. We just forgot, you know. So you know, everybody holds that connection. They just hadn't remembered it yet.
Well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know what my connection was to it, but if you notice in my book,
I see
the cosmic birth.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that the brain in the heart?
It's an embryo and the brain, and it's
and the light.
It's the and when I had a guy that painted this, that did this for me, I told him to get out of his way and let the divine create what was my book meant.
That's right.
My book meant. It is finding the depth in you and rebirthing in you.
Exactly.
Because it's a different birth than we've ever experienced before. The cosmic, crystal clear birth.
I think that's why they reference a death to it, because it's like the death of your ego, or the death of your separation, like your 3D reality. Like he's different than me, and you're different. You know, that we're all separated, but consciousness and everything is 100% always connected. And so I think it's ego that wants to separate, and so it's like a rebirth of your true light, or like the death of your separation mind frame. You know. Because like 5D, they say is just knowing that everything is a duplication of yourself, and that you're 100% connected to like everything and everybody that you see. Conscious, everything is conscious, right?
And we're all connected. I say that, and I've heard this spoken by many people, that God sent himself out in search of who he was, and now we're coming back.
So that would be us. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
So we're coming back to ourselves.
Yeah, our original blueprint is what I like to, the gods and goddesses that we are, since we're just the duplication.
In the Walter Stark's book, he talks about creation, and it really touched me as truth what he said. This is religious, not religious, but I'll read. I read everything.
There's metaphors everywhere, you know.
And what he said really touched me as truth. He said, we are creating God in the image of God now, instead of creating God in the image man created God in.
That's right.
So when you awaken, I feel this is my theory. Because none of this is truth unless you can prove it.
That's true.
Or
you feel
I
it.
say this is my theory.
Yeah.
You know, that we are creating God in the image of gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
You know, and that's true creation. And a lot of people will disagree with that, and it's okay. I say we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we've come far enough in this planet that you don't have to agree with me. You find your own truth.
That's right.
Don't take my truth as truth if it may not fit you.
Mm-hmm.
But your truth, if you go within, you will find whatever it is that you're here to do, while you're what will fulfill your soul.
Yeah.
Your soul's journey. And I don't think, I'm going to take your soul, to me, is seed of memory. It has a memory of everything.
Yeah. Like the Akashic record that you have, I guess.
Yeah. You've got all that information. It's like your own computer, you know, that has all the downloads, the mini files, and it just goes and picks up files and brings them to you, and allows you to experience whatever you speak, you can create.
That's right.
And so I try to speak as if it has already been done.
That's how it works. It's the secret.
It's already
And so it is.
Yeah, it is here. And that's truly my story, and I love experiencing whatever I can experience, and I don't care from what source it comes. I feel like that Max has expanded my limited mind and helped me to see things that I probably would not have seen had I not been exposed to a lot.
Seems like the prophecy is the schools are here to expand everyone's mind, and this is already yours. And Chris's, and the fact that we're broadcasting now is even more of the coming to fruition of getting the word out there.
Yeah, Chris said, "Hey guys, not getting reception now, but looking for the replay later."
Yeah, we're probably using too much bandwidth here, viewing and showing, and so the upload and everything will be crisp.
Do we need to cut them?
You could try. It may help. You know how it goes. All depends on your internet packages, on how much YouTube goes. But whenever. When we're done, it'll all be crisp, and then the YouTube will still be crisp, and the audio. So everything's good, just maybe not so much the live feed. That's why we're worried about it, because everything else is still kosher.
Oh, great.
Won't you tell everybody about how you used your 3D imaging to show how the skulls has directly affected people?
Well, the aura photography is one of the most sophisticated programs that you can buy.
Yeah, to say the least.
It's a 14-page report. It has 3D images, two 3D images, and it also has a headshot of your aura, much like the pictures that you have probably that you have put on, if you've shown any of those pictures.
Yeah, we have one now from a client she had done. And we showed earlier when you were talking about the bear, for the guys who were watching, I was able to put it up and zoom in, and so you should be able to see the bear on the retake, and we'll also put it up with the post. But yeah, you can go ahead and explain for the people who are just listening, that the aura is just kind of the energy that surrounds you.
I will. Your aura, everybody has an aura, and we call it a cloud. It looks like an egg.
Yeah.
And it has your energy fill in it. And when I take a picture of you, it reads your magnetic field with your left hand. And the energy is formed in this program by your energy. No one else's energy is like yours. When I first started taking these auras, and when I bought this machine, my husband said, "You'll never get your money back." And I said, "Well, I didn't buy it to get money back from it. I bought it to show people where their energies are and how this program will even tell you about your health." It's 14 pages. It's very informative.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives you your scale of where each chakra is, and how one energy, it goes from the lower chakras, which are the emotional body, all the way up to the spiritual. And it gives you a scale from 1 to 10. And I've only had 2 people that I've ever taken. I've taken many auras, many hundreds of auras that have 10s all the way across. And I said to them, I said, "How did you do that?" And they said, "Oh, I didn't know it."
I didn't know it. That's amazing.
But, and one was a younger girl in her probably 40s, about 30s or 40s, about you guys' age. The other one was somebody a little bit older. So I don't think it discriminates against 2. I think everybody has their own journey, their own shifting, and just because somebody's balanced all their chakras don't mean that they feel like they have completed what they've come here to do.
It seems like the first step is healing and balancing, and then it's time to pursue the path.
Life purpose.
Yeah. Soul mission.
But it's interesting to look at, because if you do a before healing in any type, and I don't care what it is, and you move, this one was done, I don't know if you can see that one or not.
It's not on the feed.
But anyhow, it has a light energy coming in through the top of the head. And sometimes I'll see a shadow light, and I will know that person's being guided. Sometimes I've only had a few where there was red in the head. And I think that represents fear.
Very low vibrations coming from the root.
Emotional body. Most people have elevated, but somebody can, like if I would walk into Walmart, and the energy was low, vibrational feeling in Walmart. And I would come out and take my aura. My energy field may look low. Because whatever residue or trace energy field you are exposed to, you may walk through that energy and it lower your energy field. So that doesn't necessarily mean that's where your energy is all the time.
That's right.
But at that moment, it means it might be.
Because you're a transmitter and a receiver.
Right.
You know, that's why if you're around people in bad moods and stuff, you can feel it because that energy they're putting out is affecting your energy, you know.
That's right. When I was in Greece, I had a dream vision. And the reason I'm bringing this up, it's because of this energy that we're talking about, where your energy changes. I had a dream that I had cursed that, a dream vision that I'd cursed that place. And if you've ever seen any of the ruins in Greece, they've not been restored. They're just like they were for thousands of years. And so what I've seen in that is that the curse that I laid on it, the energy was still there from that curse that I had been there many lifetimes ago. So it showed me, after I came out of the dream, I mean, it was a very traumatic dream. I thought, man, who could curse something so bad that it wouldn't restore itself, you know? But if I would say somebody and I cursed them here, then it would leave a trace energy field right here in this energy of that energy. So every place that we go all over the world is filled with people where people have left their energy. Yeah, it is. It's like my spirit said, it's a trace energy field. And it has residue there. And everybody that walks through that energy picks up those residues and those energy fields. And I said, oh my God. And I did that to this place. And so when we were there, this friend of mine that was with me, the guide asked us what we were doing there and where we were from. We told him some of us from Germany, some was from Amsterdam, Holland, and United States. And he said, well, what are you doing here? And my friend said, we come to bless this place. I said, man, she's right. After I had this dream, I knew we had to bless that place. You know, we had come there. We didn't know why we'd come there to bless that place. Until I had that dream vision, and I didn't know what my part in it was. And I thought, oh my God. You know. But anyhow, I was shown that I had left that energy there. And everybody that walked through there
was picking it up.
Was picking up that energy field. And it really was proven to me before I left there how powerful our energy is. When we speak something, when we say something, we cuss somebody, we curse somebody, energy's there.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave that place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we bless it. I had thousands of years to go back there and bless that place.
Yeah.
And now it will be interesting to see how they are restructuring and redoing that place, you know, because it had to have that release in order for it to return to a balanced state.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah. So in this new book that I'm writing, Who's the Mastermind, I talk about how we release that and how we replace it with something new, with a blessing, and then we keep renewing that blessing, and it allows it to heal and balance everywhere it goes. When I travel now, no matter where I go, I know I'm there to bless that place. It's not my energy, then it's somebody's energy that is affecting that area. And so it makes you more aware of how you allow your energy to be used, and in blessing and renewing that blessing. I feel like, or my theory is, because there is no right and wrong answer to this.
That's right.
It just is.
Yeah.
But Max did have a big part in my evolutionary journey within. So
And so, wasn't you able to use your imaging program to show that even just coming in contact with the skull before and after had a direct effect?
it does have a massive effect on people. It shifts. Everybody goes into a higher frequency, a higher energy deal.
And you was able to use your imaging and see that and show that to people, correct?
I was.
Because some people can see energy, and some people can't. And that's what's awesome about the imaging software is that everybody gets a chance to see what other people can already see.
Right. Everybody's got different gifts.
That's right.
You make the energy. There's many different gifts that people have available to them. For me, imaging, this photography helped me in my work. And I could see people's energy shift. And as others began to see that they were moving into high frequency, it gave them confidence. And it inspired them and empowered them to move into a higher frequency.
That's right. Higher frequency.
This new program I have has a hand so that somebody can be doing Reiki on somebody while I'm doing or photography for them, and it'll show their hand and what the energy is in their hand.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I upgraded after this upgrade with Mac. My program went down. It wouldn't work anymore. And so I had to buy a new upgrade in my aura photography to be able to do the work.
Oh.
So I thought it was really
Double upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade the synthetic computer and the organic one.
And I had to bring them into sync.
Yeah, that's right. Recalibration is a new term I like. We're recalibrating.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell everybody where they can find your book and your CD and all the information about yourself?
Yes, I would. You can go to www.pamyounthypnotist.com and order my book there. You can go to Pam Yount Hypnotist on Facebook and message me, and I can send you one. And you can order it from Lulu. CD you can only get from me right now, so you'll have to message me, or you can email me at Pam48 at gmail.com.
We will also put that up with the share on the Facebook and on the webpage. And maybe we can work on getting the CD for digital download, so we can help spread it.
Website, and I would like to get that done so that they could just download it.
Yeah, I'll check into that for you, so we can get it on iTunes and Google Play, and then they can pay for it and there, and then send it to you, and they can have it on their phone or wherever. Everything happens for a reason, right?
I know it does. I'm so honored to meet you guys.
I think we're the ones that's honored.
I always know that when somebody comes into my life, that they have as much purpose in my life as I do in theirs.
That's right. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Soul groups, soul contrast. There's a whole big thing to the game.
It's much greater than we could ever comprehend,
All right, so guys, do you have it? I don't know if the feed worked good enough for questions. You got anything on your phone?
No, I think it's just cutting.
Yeah. You guys can check out the audio and everything will be clear. The video uploads will be nice. After the upload, the live feed was just choppy with the bandwidth. Yeah, you can always add comments anytime, and we can bring it back up. You never know, we might be back up here to talk about another subject, because the sky's the limit. There's all kinds of things we can talk about. We just kind of been trying to keep it on the skulls for these next two episodes, but I could definitely see another visit on another topic sometime.
That'd be great.
So you guys can, you know the drill. You can catch us on Facebook.com/higherfrequenciesnc. You can catch us on the webpage higherfrequencies5d.com. We will post links to find Pam and her products. And I recommend everybody try to get that upgrade CD. I'm trying to get me one today. It's time for an upgrade. And it was quite an honor to have you expand on this subject even more, because we're all about bringing truth out for everyone. And when it comes to truth and consciousness, we gotta be.
That's right. Thank you for having me.
And so we'll be back at you guys coming soon. Peace and love. Namaste.